Another interesting technique that Andrew is using is by applying a masking fluid. So there are different kinds of masking fluid available in the market. I prefer a Japanese kind because they don't smell very bad. You need to shake it before. Here's one kind and here is another kind. You need to apply the masking fluid on a dry paper before painting. And so pick the brush that you don't care for, because this brush will get really bad and you won't be able to remove this masking fluid. So let's try 3 different kinds. This one is by Winsor and Newton. So I'm just going to open this. And even by dipping the back part of the brush. And this one is, you can see it's quite thick. It's almost like a sour cream thick. So let's say applying something like that. I'm going to close this. Clean my brush. Of course, you would want to form a shape out of the masking fluid. Masking fluid prevents watercolor to be painted on top of that section. And so here's some thicker parts that are formed underneath the cap. But this one, as you can see, is much more liquid, which allows me to spray on the paper. It's an absolutely different story. Working with watercolor is not as simple. That's why sometimes artists use helping materials. So this is Mitsuwa, a Japanese masking fluid. And this is also Mitsuwa Musket. Let's clean the brush again. You need to have the masking fluid tightly sealed, otherwise it will turn into a solid gum. This is a different color. You can see, again, very liquid. You can make drawings with it if you want, or splash. The next step is to let the masking fluid dry before you will be painting with watercolor. Very important. Now that the masking fluid is dry, you can see it does not transfer to your hands. You can start adding some color. So this is just a watercolor. Let me paint one solid color and show you what's happening. All of the areas that were masked by the masking fluid, it will remain white. So depending on what color you're using to paint, perhaps different colors of the masking fluid would be best, because if, let's say, the colors are brown, then you will not be able to see the masking fluid, because the color of this particular fluid is gray. And in this case, yellow is the color and yellow is the masking fluid, so it's almost disappearing. So now that the masking fluid dried, you can simply rub it with your fingers and you can see that it's easily removed. So there are also some of the special gum that you could use in order to speed up the process instead of using your fingers. But look at that. All of those spaces that were covered with masking fluid are remaining absolutely white. Andrew Wyeth also used masking fluid in some cases when it's really hard to paint around, and perhaps you would want to consider of using a masking fluid also. On the painting called The Wolf Moon from 1975, Andrew Wyeth has masked these areas for the patches of snow with masking fluid.